Hello everyone. We are going to use Google Sheets to create art. And that art will be in the style of a Dutch painter named Piet Mondrian. Now, Mr. Mondrian was a very famous painter, and we see his artwork even today. Here is a YouTube video. And these women are wearing dresses that are in his style. Here is a woman in another YouTube video showing his original paintings. And they may look pretty simple, but in reality, they are pretty complex and very cool. Now, I'm not the only one who thinks they're pretty cool. Mr. Eric Curts, in his website, Control Alt Achieve, has come up with this lesson, again, using Google Sheets. I've given you a link in your Google Classroom to his site. I've also given you a link to this video and a link to this video. So you don't really need to go to his site, but if you want to, you can. I've also given you a link to a Google Sheets document, which I have here, and you will need to do a file, make a copy. So that's one thing you definitely want to do is file, make a copy, and maybe you want to add your name in. Now, there are 3 tabs at the bottom. So if we go down to them, we see we're on the Title tab. If I go over, here is a Direction tab, and there are 4 steps here. Mr. Eric Curts goes into much more detail in his website for the steps, and you can go down through it if you want, but I'm going to go through everything right now. So I'll go back here, and this is where slide or tile 3, this is where you're going to do your work. But before we do that, I'm going to create a new one, and I'm just going to show you how he did things. I'm in column A, and I selected the entire column by going over and clicking on the A. I'm going to hold my Shift key down, and I'll go way over to the M. Now I have A through M selected, and I'm going to go, I can go to any one of these. There's a little pull-down menu, and I'm going to resize these columns. Now by default, it's at 100 pixels. I'll go to 24. And you can see A through M is selected at 24. This is also the same size that Mr. Curts used over in his. Back to here, A through M column is still selected. If I want to add a border, I go up to this, and I can add a border. And I want it to be all around it. So I'll select here, and my border thickness is pre-selected to this thickness. This is, again, the same way Mr. Curts did it over here. So going back, we see this. Now, if we want to merge cells, if I want to select A1, cell A1, and I want to hold down my Shift key, and I'm going to go down to D4. You can see I have these selected. I'll go over to this menu, and I'm going to merge the cells. I can go to E1, and maybe I'll go down to G7. I'll hold my Shift key down. Now this has been selected, and I can go over to Merge. And you can see very slowly I am beginning the artwork of Piet Mondrian. I'll go over to here. I'll do this. Now, if I want to add colors to this, Mr. Curts has given you some colors already. This is something different, but Piet Mondrian used primary colors, very basic colors, red, yellow, green, black, white. These are the primary colors. So you can see down below here, if I want to add a yellow, if I click, this is now one large cell. If I want to add a custom color here, and I want to add a custom color here, I can do this. If I don't like this color, I can go back and add another. So what happens is eventually you will create a work of art in the style of Piet Mondrian. Now, if I go to Google Images, I'll do another one, and I'm going to get my bookmarks going again. I want to view those bookmarks. And I'll go to Google Images. And I type in Mondrian's last name. Here we actually see a picture of him, and we see some of his artwork. Now, if we look at this one, this is pretty much what we are creating when we're working here. So, I'll go over the directions one more time with you. This is the sheet you'll be working on. You will not see sheet number 4. In fact, I am now going to delete sheet 4. But this is what you'll be working on. Put lots of white, put lots of black. If you want to make the lines thicker in between, you're allowed to do that. But I want you to look at his artwork and see if you can come up with something that's similar. So, hope this directions help you. Have fun, and I look forward to seeing what you are creating.